you can oppose the Iranian regime. You could sympathize with these protesters. You can wait and want things to change. But we're really just kind of asking the uncomfortable question, which is like, why does this keep happening? And specifically, why does this keep happening the same exact way? Because this wasn't Iran's first protest, and it wasn't the second. It wasn't even the fifth. Depending on how you count it, this is like, I don't know, the 20th or 30th major uprising since like 1979. And every single time we go through this cycle, it's like there's this economic trigger, there's legitimate anger for it. Then people get out with their slogans, and then the Western media will, say, hey, this is it. This is the end of the Iranian regime. And then the state escalates some force, and then it goes quiet again. And what makes this one in particular hit harder is that, economically, I think Iran is in a really worse spot than what it's been in a long time. And the currency collapse that they had was brutal. The inflation is insane. The subsidies have been cut. People can't afford basic shit. This particular protest didn't just, spring up from some like ideological thing. It started the same way a lot of Iranian protests start. I can't live like this anymore, and they go out into the streets and riot about it. And in Iran, that's always going to become political because there's no way to separate the economy from the system that runs it. And, that's where the outside analysis immediately starts to go off the rails, because within a couple of days, everyone from billionaires to pundits to think tanks, former officials, influencers, literally everyone are all saying variations of like, oh, this regime is finished. Khamenei's on a plane. This is like Syria 2.0. This is the Arab Spring 2.0. 1979 in reverse, like whatever you want to call it. That's what we've been hearing, which is wild because, Iran is almost uniquely not like any of those cases. It's completely different political structure, different religious structure, different security apparatus, just different history of repression, I think. And Iranians will remember what this mass death looks like. And I think that really matters when you're deciding whether you want to keep showing up in the street, to protest once you've already seen the IRGC open fire on you. So that's kind of the point of this episode. Not to call out the protesters in any way, and definitely not to defend the regime and their actions, but to step back and ask, like, structurally, why does this keep breaking down here? Because if you don't ask that, I think you just end up on this cycle where every new protest gets treated like some kind of, maybe this is the one,